Hello darts nuts, I'm going to do a review of the new Harrows Aero darts. These have just come out in the new range from Harrows. There's two styles available in the range. You can see them on the back of the box, and there's 3 weights in each style. This is the 23 gram, there's also a 21 and 25 gram, and they're a 90% tungsten dart. And as usual with Harrows, made in England. Don't see many darts that are made in this country now, so it's nice to see a few that are still made here. And as you can see, it comes in this slim standard style packaging with the plastic see-through window, and inside you've got your darts, and get this out. Yep. You've got a Harrows hard plastic case, and these are the Retina flights. Very nice looking flight. And there's your Harrows plastic case. You've got your barrels obviously, and a point protector, and some, I think they're medium size Harrows Super Grip stems. Looks nice with those blue transparent sections in the middle of the flights. And these retail for around about £27–28. And like I said, there's two styles, and this is kind of like a front bulbous, front weighted barrel. So that's what you get in the box. Let's have a close look at the darts. Alright then, as usual, I'll do a quick close look and then I'll put the detailed picture up with all the measurements on. As you can see, the darts are fitted with a black coated point, and it's got quite a nice profile to the barrel. It's got this tapered nose. It's a fairly long taper, but what I like about that is it's got the very thin cut ring grip on the front there. I don't know whether I will be gripping that close to the nose, possibly, maybe just slightly up from there, but I'll see when I come to throw it what feels most comfortable. But I would say that the grip there, it's probably maybe almost a high medium grip, not quite I don't think, but there's still a fair bit of grip there. And then you've got a smooth section with the Aero logo on it, and then there's a more grippy section here in the middle. It's a kind of curved sharp grip, and then a normal ring style grip with quite deep grooves in between. And as you can see, the barrel kind of tapers at that point. Actually feels quite comfortable holding it there. And that section is probably high medium level. And then on the rear part you've got another very fine cut, almost like a micro style grip. That's not quite as grippy as the other two. I'd probably just say that's a medium. But there's a few areas of grip on the barrel, and I guess it can work well for a rear grip, centre grippers, and probably should be okay for a front grip as well. Although if I'm going to grip there, I'm more on that smooth section, but it's not so much a problem for me. But the feel of the barrel there feels like the most comfy position on the barrel, just around about there. It just tapers off nicely, and you've got something to push against on this wider section. But as usual, I'll probably try all different grips. Quite a nice clean design, very nicely machined grip. And then you've got your Harrows Super Grip stems, and these very nice retina flights. I like how it has that blue transparent bit in the middle. I think that's kind of doesn't look quite a normal standard shape, but it's pretty close to it. I think it's probably still standard though. So I'll just let you look at the dart for a bit, then I'll put the detailed picture up with all the measurements. Okay, here's the detailed picture. Here's the detailed look at the darts. It's got a 26mm black coated point. There's a small smooth section of 1.95mm on the nose of the barrel, and then you've got this tapered section of very thinly cut ring grip, which is about 11.7mm wide. Then there's a smooth section with the Aero logo, which is 8.58mm wide. And then there's a few rings of 6mm wide, which are kind of slanted inwards. And then you've got some standard type rings with quite wide spaces in between, which is about 7.1mm wide. Then there's a ring of about 1.3mm before it gets it into this kind of a micro style grip, which is 6.5mm. Then the smooth section on the rear of 6mm. Overall length is 49.18mm, and the width is 7mm. I'll just take some measurements along the barrel. Barrel length is 49.18, and it looks to be widest on that smooth section near the front. That says 7.01, so I'll just call it 7mm. And obviously it tapers towards the nose of the barrel, 5.6 right down to 4.69, and it also gradually tapers on the rear half, 6.78. Oops, got that in between the grooves, 6.6, 6.22, right down to 5.97 or 6mm. Let's compare the weight of the barrels then. That one is 23.09 grams, and that one is 23.08, and that one is 23.08 as well. So that's pretty close, and the weight of the full setup as supplied is 24.83 grams. Alright, I'll just check the balance points, see where it is on these. It looks as if it's going to be near the front, so with nothing attached. So nothing attached, the balance point is pretty close to the front of the barrel. It's definitely front of the centre, and with the supplied setup, just about there. So it's on this kind of a shark grip with the supplied setup, which is maybe just slightly past the middle. So that's the detailed look at the Harrows Aero 23 gram darts. It's a very nice sleek profile on the barrel. So let's give them a throw and see how they go. A bit of a scrappy one, that last throw. I'm just soldering it near the front of the barrel at first. Kind of half on the smooth part and half where the thin cut rings are. It's not too bad there. The balance is okay. It's not perfect. I think it's probably better balanced there, but kind of just feels like that's my natural position to grip it on. A bit like the what they call them, the Harrows Atomic that I just reviewed. It worked okay with them from the front, but I did find that on the Atomic my grip seemed to work best on the smooth section, but because the Atomic were mainly about the grip, kind of didn't quite work right for me where the grip was. But because this one is kind of a little bit different but a similar kind of a shape, it just feels that little bit better balance there on these, and I'm getting a little bit of grip from those rings. I still suspect it's probably going to be better around there, but I'll just carry on having a few more throws with that grip and then I'll try it up a little bit further. They seem to be flying a little bit flatter than what the Atomic were. I don't know if it's because they have a more solid feel. I know the Atomic was cut out quite a bit, so maybe these are slightly different, balanced in my grip. But like I said, the shape is very similar. It's got like this tapered nose and then it kind of tapers off to the rear, but I think there was a lot more cut out on the Atomic darts, whereas these feel a bit more solid. Typical. I quite like the way these fly with the front grip. It's not like a loopy style like with my normal loopy throw. I'm throwing it just a little bit flatter as well because it seems to suit this dart, but it's keeping a nice steady flight path. I'm just going to move my grip up now. I'm just going to maybe half on the smooth part, but it's probably going to be mostly on these first like 4 rings there, and I would say that's probably around about the middle kind of grip. It's quite comfortable there because your grip sits in quite nicely on that taper, and you've also got something to push against on the fatter part there. So I'll just have a couple of throws from there and then I'll probably try throwing from the rear. Throwing it a bit awkwardly there because I'm not quite used to that position, and it was throwing it up a little bit too much. I wasn't getting it very straight, so I'll have a couple of more throws, see if I can get the hang of it first. I didn't throw that one right. One more throw from there. I don't think it's quite working for me from that position. And for some reason I just can't get used to it from there. Don't know why, but it feels more comfortable in my grip there, but I like to say it's not my natural grip, but sometimes I can manage to throw them okay, but I'll just try from that rear section then, just for the sake of experimenting. This could be worse, but we'll see. Now once again, when I'm throwing it from the rear, I get a massive amount of spin, but like I said in other reviews, it's probably just the way I release it. But the dart was going straighter, but it was behaving a little bit different through the air. I don't know whether it was because of the spin that I was putting on, but when I was gripping it there, it was going up, and this one kind of went up, but then it came like kind of down a bit quick. But could be the spin that's affecting it. But I'll have a couple of more from there. I'll try not to spin it this time, see if I can do that. No, made it worse. I didn't throw that last one right, it slipped out my fingers. One more go. It's weird because I'm not a natural rear gripper, but the darts were actually going straighter than what they were when I was throwing it around there. It's just that it just feels very weird, me throwing it from there. And I'm not sure why I get so much spin when I'm holding it on the rear. I release it and it just spins like crazy, but it seems to do it with all the darts, probably because I'm not a natural rear gripper. But the way that dart was flying there, I think it might suit a rear grip quite well. I mean, you have to probably like a slightly front weighted barrel, but it was flying very like straight at times. Obviously sometimes I didn't let go of it right, and it went skewing off to there. But for some strange reason it flew better from the rear than it did there, and I was surprised by that because it feels better balanced around that middle. But maybe if you're a person that just likes to grip just past the centre or towards the rear, then it's going to suit you well. But you'll probably still have to like a front weighted dart. But for me, it's probably, as a front gripper, it's probably working best for me there. I'm quite happy with it from there, so I'm going to go back to that grip now. Oh well, that's the Harrows Aero 23 gram darts. Seems to be quite nicely balanced for my front grip, but I was surprised that it didn't work better for me from there. But I suspect if you're a natural centre gripper, then it'll probably work quite well. But again, it's whether you like a bit of a front weighted dart. But I was very surprised that it worked as well as it did gripping from the rear, so it's possible that it may suit any style of grip, but I still think that was the more comfortable position to hold the dart in.
but quite pleased with the way it flies. From there it was quite nice and steady, so it was working alright there for my front grip, and it feels a nice solid dart. These particular darts as well as the last two Harrow sets that I've reviewed, will be going into a competition for our Grand Slam prediction competition on the forum. So if you want a chance to win the darts, you'll have to sign up to the forum and join in the competition when it starts for the Grand Slam. So that's the end of the review. Thanks for watching.